Hi there, everyone. Happy Monday. Today is the 8th of February, moving right in. Hello, hello. Today, I just kind of typed in a quick title for today. It's going to be around, there's several things that kind of want to be covered. One is going to be moving old energy out of the body. That's just been coming up a lot for me in my personal life, watching it in sessions, and I just want to kind of go in depth a little bit with that, what that looks like and how it can be different for each of you. And then I want to do a healing and address some of the responses. I asked a question on my stories, that little circle in the upper left when you go to my profile. And I just asked what are some challenges or doubts that you're having on your journey, your path in your life at this point. And I got an array of answers and just wanted to acknowledge them and touch on, how they can all lead us back to who we are. So give me 1 second. The cat, I don't know if y'all do sessions with me, the cat is in the room. She wants to leave, so 1 second. All right. Thanks for that. All right, so before we begin, let's clear the space. I'm going to use a feather here. You can use your finger, but I'm going to invite you to do this with me. So you can either just clear the space with a figure 8, I'm going to use a feather, clear, bathe, blast, purify, harmonize, and divinitize this space, this communication, and this platform. May my words and frequency transmit in the purest quality available and accessible in this now and all future nows. May all who listen be uplifted, assisted, accelerated, and amplified on their journey. May their hearts feel open and aligned. May they ground into their now present moment, into their now existence, with joy, peace, ease, grace, and love. I'm going to call in today the brothers and sisters of light, the star families, to come and support us today and to be here now. And just bringing in a fabric, weaving in a fabric of unconditional love and of pure light. So just feel, oh, wow. So this whole thing is just channeling in right now. I didn't know, I just put a title, but Spirit has some things that need to get done, that want to get done here. And so I'm just watching this weaving of light and love kind of come in here, creating our fabric. And this is allowing us to drop into, to connect into these realms of the new earth experience. And so this little gathering here, the reason I show up every week is to imprint, to offer whoever wants to participate an open door to step into a different experience and to find pathways and choice points, freeing up the old stuff so they can really experience what I share in this little pocket in the wholeness, the totality of their life. So that's my intention here. And sometimes it requires us to do more individual, one-on-one work or group experiences that are a bit more focused. But this is my offering on this particular platform. Okay, so now that the intention has been set, the space has been cleared, I'm going to pull a card for a theme for today, and we'll see how many cards show up. So just asking to be shown what each of you, whether you're on this video live or in a future replay, whatever you need to hear. And just so you know, if any of you have cards, what I'm doing is I'm connecting my column of light from above all the way down to the core of the earth, and then I'm asking for that information, that divine information to flow through, like the frequency to flow through the center of my head, down to my heart, and then out to my arms, into my hands. And so it can imprint and guide me. Okay. All right. We got 3 today. Okay, y'all. So, all right, so we have the infinite, and I'll read a little bit about these. Infinite here. Starseed elemental, so we'll go into that. And awakened awareness. These are kind of very potent cards here. So I'm excited to see what comes up today for all of us. All right, so I'll just do a quick read on these. Let me go through the infinite first. And if you don't mind, if you're sitting here and watching, breathe and come into your heart, drop down into your heart. And let's do that before we even hear the words about what these cards mean. Just let the resonance, the code, the frequency of these cards, the images that just flashed in front of you, let them be enough. And all the words that I'll say will be supplemental. But coming into your heart space, dropping down and in. And just notice, feel your body. And if you haven't felt your body today, say hello. Oh, hi there. How's it going? And if it feels unwelcoming or a little too jarring, just bring your awareness to the fact that it just feels a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. We're just bringing our focus, our beam of light, our consciousness into this now, plugging into this now, because typically, just being human, there's parts of us that kind of live back here, having that conversation from 3 days ago, trying to win an argument, or living way out in the future, trying to solve problems that aren't even here. It's a really quite a novel experience here. So just calling back your awareness, your energy into this now. And we do this through the heart more and more. This is where our body technology is coming in. Okay, so let me get to the words. Listen with your heart. The infinite is the eternal life force, cycles of growth, rising from the ashes, many deaths and rebirths within one's life. Oh my God, I feel like that. You are so much more than your physical body. And so I was going to talk about today moving the energy out of the body, but then, Spirit's bringing in the bigger part. And I got to say, on a personal level here, and just notice for you, but the many deaths and rebirths within one's life, and that the sense of the phoenix and rising from the ashes kind of is something that I felt probably since this past Friday. I have felt deeply kind of uncomfortable, something's off, and just knowing that at this point in my journey, I know that something is dying. And you can even hear it in my voice or see it in my eyes, there's something dying. And it makes me really sad and it breaks my heart. I don't know quite what it is, but I just know, I feel it in my throat. And so I'm talking about this, I'm sharing this with each of you. So you might need this, right now in your journey or in 3 years, but it does come around, and just like I've talked about in other videos, start to retrain yourself when we have the painful things come up to the surface. That's the chance to let go and kind of surrender into the process and feel what you feel. Feeling your feelings and being with what is. But I'm going to be honest, during that time, there was a good 5-6 hours I just needed to completely shut out. So even on this part of my journey, there's parts of me that are still catching up. I mean, we're always going to have this, parts that are still catching up. At least when in this particular realm of experience here. So radical compassion, permission to be in your process, unconditional love. And so for me, that looked like watching TV for like 3 hours. Normally I can't do that. I watched TV for 3 hours. I completely shut down and had to reprogram and kind of work on myself. But I just want you to know, like, if you're feeling that, even those of us who've been on the journey or doing this diligent work for a long time, it's just part of the process, and no judgment is acceptance. Okay, so enough about that. And if you have any questions, just know, you're welcome to chime in, type a question. Unless I'm doing like the healing part, then just be in the process. But if you have anything you want to add or ask, feel free. All right, so let's move to Starseed Elemental. And give me 1 second. All right, so children as teachers, fun, lightheartedness, joy, laughter, newly incarnated souls, the child within, maintaining an inquisitive perspective, wonder, and imagination. So I think this is bring a sense of play, lightness, or spontaneity to your life. Be inspired by children or your inner child. You are encouraged to add inquisitiveness, fun, and laughter to your reality. Okay, so we had this kind of heavy hitting card of like death and rebirth, and then lightheartedness. And moving to the last one, which is awakened awareness. Okay. So beyond the veil, clearing distortion and illusion, awareness of what's running us subconsciously. Oh, this is a mother effer big one right here. Awareness of what's running us subconsciously. And that's what's coming up. And I know for myself, that's part of what's coming up for me, plus the collective. So just know too, if you're tuned in a sensitive way, if you're on this call, on this video chat, or this live here, more than likely you are tuned in this way. So we are also tapping into the subconscious experiences of the collective, and probably like it's actually emanating out from the universe, the bigger galaxy, solar system galaxy universe, and we're picking up on a lot of that change happening. Communing with our God force, energetic sovereignty, growth outside of your comfort zone, the collective awakening. And so we're dying in joy to be reborn and grow outside of our comfort zone. We're dying to the old, the old, whatever isn't working, to be reborn. So I'm just taking it in. I'm giving the message right here at the same time with you guys. All right, so let's just put these cards here. All right, so let's do a practice here and bring your hands to your heart. And for everything that's coming up, for everything that is, was, and will be, let's have gratitude. And dropping your light, your awareness, this beam of light that flows through you, intending to drop it down from your heart into the core of the earth. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just intend, and you're here in this space with me, and I'm holding the space for this experience to be. So trust that you're having it on a soul level, and as you go through your practices of connecting with more and more of your etheric aspects, this becomes easier, the connecting. It becomes just a natural thing. Good. And so, going back to what I've been noticing, So I had to numb out for a little while, just the feelings coming up, whatever, the heartache, the heartbreak, whatever that was. And I slowly started to lift. There's also been a lot of frequency shifts here. The Schumann resonance that measures the heartbeat of Gaia has been spiking. There's geomagnetic storms going on. I think there's solar flares. Don't quote me on that one, but I think basically there's just a lot of new frequency hitting our atmosphere, and our electromagnetic bodies are responding, which affects our hormones and our emotional states and our physical body. And it brings all of our stuff up to the surface. Okay. And so my point being, once I kind of was able to surface from the density of the gonk that was coming up, I was able to connect in with gratitude. That was the only thing that I've been able to connect into, and just start listing the things I'm grateful for. Like having a home, having an animal, having loved ones in my life, the plants, the trees, the sky, whatever it is, feeling peace inside, even if it's for one breath. So finding the things that maybe at an earlier point in your life you so desperately wanted, and you've actually cultivated that in your life. Taking a step back and just doing a scan of your life and seeing the knowledge, the wisdom you've gained, that will begin to bring you into the present moment. But sometimes we have to we kind of just have to shut down, and we have to shut down so then our whole system can power off and then reboot, kind of like a computer program here. And so let's start to look at our body as technology. If you've had sessions with me, you've heard me talk for like 5 minutes. You know, like the body is like a computer, a very advanced technology, very advanced computer system here. And the viruses that have been loaded onto our computer program are what's the word? Not prevalent, but there's a lot of them. And so what we're experiencing now is the dissolution of these programs and kind of unplugging. Some of them are moving out. Some of them, when they're moving out, cause us to feel a little frazzled or haywire. But just know it's personally impersonal. Whatever's happening within your experience, it is part of a bigger collective shift that is going on right now. Okay, so let's talk about moving this stuff out of the body. The one thing that I found I've recommended to a couple of you is the breath of fire. And it is where it's a Kundalini yoga practice, and it's a practice of actively, forcefully exhaling. And there are many different ways to do this, but the one I've connected with the most is bringing the hands to the heart. And then imagine you're going to blow into a tissue with your nose, and you go, and so what's happening is every time I exhale, I'm forcefully pushing out the air with my stomach. There are several videos out there if any of you are interested in people who are actually doing the practice, walking you through, who are actual like Kundalini yoga teachers. I'm happy to direct you to them. Because I was a yoga teacher, but I did not teach Kundalini, and I want to make sure that you're getting accurate information. But that, along with any other type of breath work that you connect with, deep breathing is going to reoxygenate your body and bring you into the present moment, because a lot of times our nervous systems get kind of caught up in an event that's going on, and it starts to, and you notice. Like, take a second and think of yourself when you've been anxious and, getting really tight. That is your breath. That is your nervous system showing you what's happening. You're shutting off. You're shutting off from life. You're shutting off communication, and you're kind of restricting in a survival mode. And so, And so then you can get your arms moving and create more movement to break you out of that. Sometimes though, if you get too far along in that restrictive survival, like wind up here, pinch yourself and take some more radical action here, moving your body side to side. And a really helpful way for the left brain to communicate with, or basically for us to reference the other side of the body. I know the left brain controls the right side, but when we go across the body, we're actually helping both hemispheres begin to connect and harmonize. And so when I do these twists, that just helps the integration and whatever has shorted out in your system to begin to find its stabilization. But okay, so you have that, but if you find that you've gotten pent up, your energy is like this, and you're angry, I encourage you to start to punch the air, yell, scream, verbalize what you need to verbalize. Punch a pillow, punch a bed, but use your voice, use your physical action to get the energy out of your body. We can no longer allow ourselves or acquiesce to discordant states in our body. And I really would say for everyone who's watching this call, that's just like a no-brainer. That is a non-negotiable. To hold discordant states in your body is no more. And so it's up to you how you move it out. But within you, there has to be a stop fail that says, when I have these emotions coming up, being conscious and aware and present, being the observer within yourself and saying, I no longer agree to this type of dynamic, because those energies are acidic to your physical being. And what happens is they sit in your physical tissues, these emotions, these unprocessed states sit in your nervous system, sit in your physical tissues. They reprogram your neural communication system, and then they start to seep out. It shifts your hormones, and then it seeps out into the outer layers of your auric field. And then your reality starts to change and reflect some of that distortion or unprocessed emotion, pain, trauma, drama, storyline, whatever it is, in your 3D reality, in your external reality, because your auric fields are now carrying the storyline that is held in your body that was unprocessed. So take a moment with that. So what we're doing now is stopping it, nipping it in the bud at the very beginning. And for some of you who are watching this, your work might be around first addressing all the stuff, the buildup in your system. What have you permitted in the past? And I say permitted not to blame you, but I say permitted in that you are the creator of your own reality. You are so powerful, and on some level, on a spirit level, you have chosen the experience that you have had. And the opportunity in this moment, me saying these words, and for you within yourself, is to claim that experience as your own, no matter how shitty it was. Claim it as your own and say, I'm going to do something different. I am no longer available for that lesson, that storyline. I've gotten what I need to out of it, and I'm ready to change your reality. And so that begins your work of working from outward in some ways, releasing the realities, releasing the belief systems around it, reprogramming the words that you say, introducing ways, channels, and pathways to move the energy out of your body, weaving in words of positive affirmation, disconnecting from unhealthy relationship and dynamics that no longer serve you. And that includes unhealthy relationships with yourself, so cycles within yourself. And then consciously changing, setting your intentions and beginning to change the reality that you agree to and you set forth for yourself each and every day. Okay, so a lot of this is just kind of channeling in for this talk. So I do hope that it is connecting with you and the words that are flowing through are touching at least, parts of what you need in this present now. So as you're moving the energy out of your body, then you welcome in the new energy that wants to come in. And so you use your intention, and I've talked about this before. So whenever we're clearing out and doing like the breath of fire, vigorous movement, yelling, screaming, journaling. Oh, also I wanted to mention fasting or intermittent fasting, to whatever degree is healthy for you. That can actually be so very helpful for clearing out some of the debris. Even like a 15-hour fast gives your body a chance to kind of come down off of food processing and then begin to address all the other stuff, especially when you're doing some heavy lifting around emotional detoxing or energetic recalibration, or even on a higher level DNA activation here. So there are things you can add in, but I'm kind of talking about things that we can do to move it out. And so fasting is a really great way to go with that. Okay, and if you have any questions, send me a direct message about that. Okay. So moving on to the challenges now around being on this path. The primary responses I got were around trust, happiness, and relationship/partner. And I kind of want to just do a general like healing and connecting in and seeing what comes up for each of you, because everyone's going to have a different flavor. It's like Baskin Robbins. Life really gives you all those 30 wonderful flavors to choose from when we have the doubts and challenges. And like I said last week, those particular things that are rising to the surface are where your power lies. So those things that you're feeling the most are like being guarded by a sacred dragon. And it can rear its ugly head, but behind it, when we look at it, when we address it with loving compassion, with unwavering presence, with patience and space, those dragons, those protectors of the most powerful aspects of ourselves, can then begin to unravel and unwind, and they can reveal their true nature underneath. And so I have witnessed this over and over, but those places that feel most vulnerable to us, those are the pieces that are holding our true power. And so take a second for yourself, and I want you to do like an internal scan, an internal feel, find, use your senses, how you're put together, and connect with the primary challenges in your energetic landscape. And if you're using your head, take your elevator down. I don't know my challenges, blah, blah, blah. Just use your breath. And I want each of you to know this too. The stuff I talk about, I say, oh, just use your breath and direct it down. Oh, Meg, you think it's so easy. No, it's not. It requires dedication. It requires commitment. And commitment, there's something someone said the other day about commitment helps to heal the fears Basically, by committing to something, then the fears disappear. And so commitment and dedication, these are the two things on this path that will help make the way easier. And as you consistently show up, despite what your physical reality shows you, things begin to change. And it happens internally first, and it's just like a glimpse of a smile within yourself, or it's an easier conversation with someone like a passerby. And things start to build on the positive experiences that you start to weave into your life, the positive affirmations, the positive intentions that you set for your life. It starts to one thread, then two threads, and then 3 and 5 and 100. And your reality, the fabric of your reality really does change in time. But we're using this moment here, these challenges that you're faced with, to help identify the threads within you that hold the connection. There we go. Oh, so I feel it in my heart, the power. Some of y'all just connected into that. And so these challenges are like a coin, two sides, same coin. And I'm just weaving now. I'm just watching weave a figure 8, an infinity loop come through the heart space, or the throat, and the heart. Feeling your heartbeat. If you don't feel your heartbeat, just feel the pressure of your hands on your chest. And I know stuff is happening because I'm having palpitations in my heart right now. And so together we are transmuting. I'm watching the light come down for each of you, either in this now or in a future now, for those listening in a replay. Oh, thank you for being here. And so we're now letting the brain be reconfigured here. And the sense of like reaching and outward, the sense of like all that I want and need is outside of me. I want to bring that up. That sense of grasping, of just shifting forward for the thing that you need. Come back in. Drop back. Down and in for a moment. Just trust your experience, yourself. Give it a breath. You're in a sacred space here. And you can always go back. You can always go back to the reaching. But notice what it's like. That feeling first. And the trust, happiness, relationships, partner, finances, creative expressions, heartbreak, loneliness. Whatever it is for you. That these solutions, the yeses, the support, it's all within you. And I know this lovely creature up here is going to have a lot to say. Turn the knob down. Just turn it off. Turn the volume down. Say, thank you. I'm going in here. And let's partner with the lower abdomen. So we have the third and the second chakra here. And let's bring in a figure 8 here. And just harmonize. There's nothing out there for you that can't be obtained within yourself. truly at the ultimate level, it's you are the universe. You are the universe embodied in between each of your cells. It's like outer space in between each of your cells, and each of your cells are like stars. Just imagine that, feel that for a moment. You are the freaking universe. And the universe is here for you, to support you. And you have this etheric, this universal support coming in for you now. Oh my gosh, they're here. So like the families of light that I was talking about at the beginning, I got the goosebumps right now, my goodness. And so they're here all around, supporting behind us, forming this circle. Helping us just to remember our universal nature. You are the universe, cloaked in a beautiful form of the human body, with tremendous technology waiting to be activated within you. And all of the things that look like roadblocks and bumps are just containers that have kept us in an experience until we are ready on a soul level, on an energetic level, on a physical level, ready to evolve. And so the discontent you might be feeling with your current restrictions within yourself or your experience, they're invitations. The discontent is there to say enough is enough, and I am ready to do what it needs to be done to expand into the next level of creative experience. Because you are the universe. In a beautiful human form. And parts of the flow of your universal creation, there's parts of this river of you that have gotten like just wound up in these little eddies, the little stuck points in the river on the side. And we're just in this process of inviting it all back into the main flow. That's when we have that aligned, clear energy, when we don't have the little sideline situations of the river of you, where these little swirling energies in the side and these pools. You're just clear. You're just clear. And I suspect that each of you have been around people who are really just boom, clear. And that's their energy. They have gotten right with themselves. They're allowing the river of their universal expression to flow as it needs to. And sometimes that river, y'all, isn't always just a peaceful river. Sometimes it's a torrent. Sometimes it's forceful. Those of you who are familiar with the goddess Kali, who comes in with a force and chops off heads and really intense, she is serving a divine gift and purpose here. Same thing with Kuan Yin, with her peaceful, quiet way of being. They're both tremendously powerful, just different expressions of the universe. And so when we see things being taken away from us, things of ours that are being destroyed, connect in with the light of your being. Know, trust, and feel the faith that all is as it should be, all is being provided. The path is being made way for you to discover a whole new iteration of yourself, even more delightfully illuminated than you could ever imagine. You are birthing yourself. And the challenges, the doubts, they are the birthing pains. The birth will happen either way. The process will be up to you. So kicking or screaming or working with the situation at hand. And so the more we call our energy back in and finding the right, because a lot of times the pain of the challenges and the doubts come in when we feel that things should be a certain way. The shoulds and the shouldn'ts, good Lord. You know, if I could just cross those out of the human language, I would. Because there is no should or shouldn'ts. We are infinite creator beings here in an experience. Yes, we're in the 3D experience, but start to erase. Get an eraser and just move out the should and shouldn'ts, because that's just, we can't play. That is you playing small. And you've got to get right with you got to like sit and look in the mirror and say, okay, am I going to continue to play small? Or do I want to go big? Do I want to grow? And so find that spark within yourself. Find that decision point within yourself. This is you remembering you are the universe. You are the stars. All in your being. We are all in this unified, connected field, having this experience together. You are not separate. You are not other. You are whole and included. And everything is included in that. And that can be the highs and the lows, what we see as the good and the bad. It's all part of our experience, and it's all right. It's all divinely perfect. And so the more we start to see our reality as being divinely perfect, just as it is, just as it's showing up for you in your reality, that's when the challenges and doubts, the difficulties can begin to transcend their expression in your life. They can find a more evolved expression within you. So you are maturing. Not only are you maturing, but you're maturing the expression of what you perceive as a limitation. You are now moving it into you're moving the expression. So essentially the challenge or doubt is something that's stuck. And by allowing it to be exactly as it is, you're allowing movement within that stuck place. And then it can mature and evolve and grow. So think of all the challenges that you have. Look at them as like little preteens or little children that are just waiting to begin to mature or express, move, that have been arrested in their development and that are waiting to mature into their next expression. Nothing is wrong with what you're experiencing. Nothing that you do within your around this, nothing you have done is wrong in creating these particular experiences. That's a common, like, because I did this, I'm getting punished. There's not really there's not a punishment system in the universe. There's an action reaction. There's an accumulation on some levels of that karmic cycle. But here's the thing, we're moving into this plane, the way the earth is evolving here, and we have the chance to evolve. We don't have to stay stuck in that karmic, like karmic fly trap anymore, but we have to believe from our heart and start to reprogram our reality. And so a helpful way to do that, what I was talking about, was knowing you were the universe. Everything is here to help you. Doesn't mean you always have to like it, and it doesn't mean you need to participate in it or accept it. You can say a sacred yes or no. I want to be clear on that. But ultimately, those things that are you need to say the no to, that's you drawing the line and the boundary in your own existence. Okay. So this is a really expansive one today. Wasn't expecting this. I came in with a few thoughts, but Spirit took it away. I ran with it. Okay, and I'm just watching each of you as you kind of weave your own fabric of that light and the unconditional love into your reality, watching your nervous systems, your etheric systems as they root down and connect with Mother Earth, remembering you are the universe. There's nothing wrong with your experience just as it is right now. There are no should and shouldn'ts. It's just what's next. What am I ready to create? What am I ready to birth forward? Imagine like the waves rising and falling. Okay. Thank you all for being here. This was a really special one. Okay, and so I just see us standing in a circle, and each of you has this golden yellow light emanating from behind through your heart center into the center of the circle. And so we're all bringing our contribution of our light into this gathering, not only to support one another, but also to the continued evolutionary process of the collective in this world. I'm grounding this down to the core of the earth, and I just see a rose quartz coming in. Let me show you. This beautiful lady here. But it has like another dimension to it. Okay, so grounding it in. And I'm just going to ask that each of your cells, your tissues, be anchored in the way that is within your divine will for you in this now. And that all further kind of, as you evolve from this particular healing, that the way be easy and graceful. That it's like kind of like revelation after revelation, that you embody this knowledge, that it's clear to you on some level. Even though the words might not be there, but the feeling, the clarity is there. May you be clear. May you be an uncompromising vessel of clarity and truth. In all your expressions. Know your truth, know your worth, live your light, and don't take no bullshit. And so that was me bringing it in. All right. There we go. So bring your awareness back into your room. Finding a deep breath in and out. Also, side note here that just popped in terms of clearing the body, Epsom salt or a bath, soaking in water and releasing, using essential oils like a drop or two in a big tub of water, that can be helpful as well. And just make sure to rinse off once you've taken the bath. Okay, so thank you all for being here. Does anyone have any questions for me? Anything you want to ask or share? Did you feel it in your heart? Were you able to connect into your heart? I know that was a really kind of very expansive experience. And I hope each of you has something to take home with you if you need to re-listen. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope each and every one of you has a beautiful rest of your day. I'll be posting this live here and on YouTube as well. Yes, such beautiful imagery, erasing my should and shouldn'ts. Yes, please do. And find, instead of like erase it and then make a yes. Just write in over all that a yes. Either a sacred yes or sacred no. And that's how it is. Bam. A lot better boundaries, a lot better, a lot healthier. Because the should and shouldn'ts come from a place of passivity. And, oh, I shouldn't, like a parent, you shouldn't do that. And this is maturing the should and shouldn'ts into the heck yes or heck no kind of situation. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so powerful. Thank you. Thank you right back for being here. And a little note here, this is my housekeeping. group healings every Saturday. Melanie and I do some really great work together. She does the grounding, I do the updates and upgrades energetically. We will be transitioning for a short period of time. She's going to have a baby. She's going to bring a little star being into this world, and in March and April I will be doing the group healings for the hour. And I'll have a theme around them so we can have something to focus on, but it's still going to be healing every Saturday. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to direct message me, but all the sign up info is in my bio on my page. And I also offer the one-on-one sessions as well for really digging deep and it kind of creates a really solid container for you to do some deep self-work and self-discovery. So, all right, I hope each of you have a beautiful rest of your day. Keep riding these waves. You are the universe. You are the universe embodied. Remember that with each and every breath. I love you guys so very much, and I just appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.